Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kayla, and today we're going to be talking about 2022 trends. Hey guys, hello, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I thought we could have a nice chatty sit-down video and just talk about some of the upcoming trends. And I think what I want to do is try to rate them on a scale of like how likely I am to try them versus how likely I'm not. So I guess we can do a scale of 1 being I am most definitely not going to try it, and 5 being I probably am most definitely going to. So I figure the best thing we can do is just go through. I'll give like a very brief description and then share my thoughts on whether or not I'll try them or not. Before we get into the video though, I do want to just give like a disclaimer. Follow trends if you want or don't. I think trends are just kind of a fun way to experiment with fashion. I don't think that you have to subscribe to trends if that's not something you're interested in. I am very much the kind of person who marches to the beat of my own drum, but sort of dabbles in trends here and there as well. So I think go with it if you want to, don't if you don't. And also, these are just my opinions. If you like some of the trends that I don't like, that's totally fine. Fashion is super subjective. Everyone has their own sort of view and opinion and their own levels of comfortability and what they're feeling up to wearing. So yeah, take my opinion as a grain of salt, but if you want to know how I'm feeling about these upcoming trends, then stick around. Also, before we get any further into the video, don't forget to pause it and hit the subscribe button. It's totally free, and I'll let you know when I upload new videos, which is every single Wednesday. I upload fashion-related content every week, whether it's a styling video, a thrifting video, a more commentary-like video like this one. I'm doing it all. Now, without further ado, let's jump right on into the trends. Okay, so the first trend that I saw that was basically on every single trend alert website and article is mini skirts. And from my perspective, I wouldn't say it's just mini skirts. It very much feels like micro mini skirts, like super, super thin, very small mini skirts. Now, y'all know I'm generally like a below the knee kind of gal. I like to go for a longer skirt. So this is definitely a 1 for me in terms of like, will I try it? I think it's really fun. It's definitely not something that I like or something that I'll be participating in, because they're like super small. I do think though some of like the fun sort of fabrics and like silhouettes are kind of interesting. So if they were just like longer, it seems like pencil skirts are kind of in. I'm looking at some pictures over here, and it's like very much like the very up and down straight pencil skirt kind of silhouette is popular once again. And I typically would say I go for more of like an A-line skirt, just because that's what I feel looks the best on my body and like what I'm the most comfortable wearing. But I have in the last couple of years been dabbling a little bit in pencil skirts, and I think I would like to get a little bit more into them. So I'm definitely not going to be participating in the mini skirt, especially not the micro mini skirt aesthetic, but maybe I'll go above the knee this year a little bit more. And also I think I would like to try out some more pencil skirts. Up next, the style that's been haunting us since the 2000s, probably the 90s, honestly. Low-rise jeans. They're coming back, man. They're so popular, especially with people who participate in the Y2K aesthetic. Again, this is not something I will ever participate in. I distinctly remember being in like elementary school, middle school, whatever. Low-rise jeans were like, we called them hip huggers. They were like so popular, and I remember the struggle of always having to carry like a sweater or a flannel around with me to tie around my waist for when I would like sit on the floor at school, because your entire butt crack is just hanging out. So it's just not something I care to relive. I think a lot of the kids who are participating in the Y2K aesthetic, I think it's mostly like young people, like, you know, people still in high school or young like college students, and I think they just never lived through this. I already lived through it, so I don't really have a desire to live through it again. I just don't find them comfortable, and they don't seem very practical either, in my opinion. But they dominated the runway for the spring summer 2022 fashion shows, so seems like this is what designers want to happen. Yeah, that's also going to be a 1 from me. Okay, up next is a trend I'm probably actually going to participate in, and that's Chromatica, or in other words, vibrant colors. In the last couple of years, I've really sort of gotten into more neutrals and earth tones and jewel tones and stuff like that. Not like super bright, vibrant colors. Previously in my life, though, I had participated in like the vibrant color world. And I think I feel myself wanting to get back into that, especially after I did the Twee video, and there's like a lot of bright, fun, poppy colors in that aesthetic, and I fell in love with that aesthetic after doing that video. I think I can see myself really wanting to participate in this aesthetic again. So just like I said, bright poppy colors like bright reds and hot pinks and stuff like that, which I think also ties in really well with the Y2K aesthetic that has those very loud color palettes involved. So I think I do really want to participate in this. I know I probably will. So I'm going to give this one like a straight up 5. Like I most definitely will be participating in this aesthetic throughout the year, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, up next is all over lace. It seems like lace, which is a very delicate and feminine and like soft sort of material, is really, really popular again. Now, I for a really long time hated lace. And to be honest, I still don't think I like it that much. I think lace accents are really cute, but I'm not a big fan of like a full-on lace garment, especially like shirts. I don't know if you guys have ever worn like a lace shirt with like lace on the armpits, but it's kind of uncomfortable. At least for me, it has in the past been a pretty uncomfortable thing. I remember this one white blouse that I had, and it was just lace everywhere, and then it had a black Peter Pan collar attached to it. And this must have been when I was in high school or just like middle school or something like that. And I just remember like sweating so much, and the material just like was so uncomfortable to sweat in. And that's all I can really remember about lace. I don't think I really own anything with any lace on it, I don't think. Maybe a couple of things with sort of small patches of lace, but I don't own any fully lace garments. And I think I own very little in terms of lace in general. So I think maybe I'll participate in this with moderation. I don't think I'll lean fully into this trend, but I do think lace is a really beautiful material. I just have historically not found it to be the most comfortable, and that could also just be like a quality issue. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a 3. There's a possibility I'll participate. There's a possibility I won't. Another trend that is super popular and has been for the last few years, I would say this became really popular once cottagecore blew up in like 2020, is like knitted, quilted, embroidered, and crocheted garments. And I did try this when the trend first sort of came into being, and to be honest, beside cardigans and sweaters, I've not really gotten much more into it. I bought this one like crocheted shirt from Bohemian Wonders, which is Elise here on YouTube. It is her like online boutique, and it was just way too small, and I think I got really discouraged because I just hated so much how it looked. So I think I would like to try this again. Particularly, I really like sort of the crochet sets. So maybe if I can find like a cool like knit or crocheted top and bottom set, like a pair of pants or like a skirt and a tank top or something, I think that could be really cute. Or some sort of like sundress as we head into like the warmer months, the spring and summer. But yeah, I mean, embroidery feels kind of different. I have a lot of things with embroidery on them because I love embroidery, and I also embroider myself. So I think embroidery is a little different, but as for like knit, quilting, and crochet things, I don't really have anything that has those elements in it beside, like I said, a traditional like knit sweater or a cardigan. But I would like to very much give this another shot. So I'm gonna give this a 4 because I think I want to, but I can't say that it's like my favorite trend because mixed feelings. I'm a little wounded from the last time I tried this trend. Moving on, 70s aesthetic. I'm so excited about this. Target actually has a huge line of 70s and 60s inspired clothing at the moment, and I'm so freaking excited. I just picked up 2 pieces and I love them so much. It's like these black and white floral print pants and then this like bell sleeve floral print top, and they're so beautiful and I am so excited. 70s aesthetic, as you guys know, very much leans into the sort of bell bottoms, the hippie movement, the very colorful, bright, poppy florals and sort of retro checkered prints and things like that. I love this. I think 70s was really popular a few years ago, and it seems like it's coming back around, but this time it feels like it's coming back around in a more like traditional sense. I think we played a little bit with like the cool and warm tones, and we played a little bit with the color palette of the 70s in the past, and bell bottoms of course, but I think that it's coming back in like a more real way this time around, and I'm so excited about it. I love the 70s in terms of fashion, so I cannot wait to really get into this. I do want to see this year if I can pick up a few 60s and 70s more vintage pieces. I think I have been leaning into more of like the 40s and 50s aesthetics with like circle skirts and like the collars and stuff like that in the past, and I plan to continue wearing that type of aesthetic, but I also really want to expand my horizons a little bit and really play up the 60s and 70s vibes in this upcoming year. So that's what I'm thinking. So this is going to be a 5 for me. I absolutely want to try this trend out. Okay, up next, platforms. As much as I want to say I love the idea of platforms because I think they look genuinely beautiful, I do not see myself participating in platforms. Actually, I used to wear heels when I like worked in an office. Even when I was in college, I thought I was gonna have like a big corporate job and I was gonna have to learn how to wear heels. So I literally spent a semester just wearing high heels every day so that I could work on walking in heels. And I really learned in that experience that I am not the biggest fan. They're not my favorite. I can do like a low, like 1 to 2 inch heel. But honestly, more than that, unless it's a block heel, I don't want to do probably more than like 2 inches. But block heels I can do a little bit more on. Neither here nor there. I discovered that I prefer flats or just like, again, a block heel. So I'm not like the biggest heel person, and maybe platforms could be a way to skirt around that issue because it's, you know, lifted all the way across. But I think it's just gonna remind me of, do you guys remember those like curved shoes from back in the day that were like super, like they were curved at the bottom and they were like lifted and they're supposed to like make your butt like super like toned or whatever? I had a pair of those and they were very lifted, super big platforms, and I think, or like even space shoes, like moon shoes or whatever. That's kind of what platforms remind me of, and so I just don't foresee myself really wearing them. Could I go back on this? Absolutely. Do I think I will? Probably not. But I would give this one a 2. I don't think it's an aesthetic that I'll probably participate in, but I want to leave the window open because it's possible. It is possible that I fall in love with a pair of beautiful platform shoes and I'm like, okay, those are gorgeous and I need to have them. And then I get them and I love them. And then it starts a whole new cycle because I like to hyperfixate on things that I like. So it's possible. It's possible. I just don't think it's that probable. Exposed midriff. This is not something I'll be participating in. Like, this is the Tyra Banks meme for me.
It is so bad, I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible. So I give you a 1.
I think exposed midriff is great for people who are comfortable with that. I am just not. That's not something that I will probably ever do. I honestly, like, I'm 25, about to be 26, and I'm still not comfortable in a two-piece bathing suit. So I just don't think that that is probably ever going to be something that I'm that comfortable with, like showing my midriff just in everyday life. Again, modest dress is something that I prefer a lot more, but like those micro crop tops are very, very big, it looks like, and kind of like bandeaus with straps. So it's kind of like wearing a bra as a top, or sports bra as a top, kind of. It's a very similar silhouette. Yeah, I just don't think it's for me. All right, and finally, speaking of swimwear, it's Escapism or Lux Swimwear. I think this one is such an interesting one. It seems like not only are people doing like a lot with like their actual swimwear and having very luxurious and over the top loud swimwear pieces, but they're also taking those pieces into everyday life. Now, we've seen this with people sort of wearing bathing suit tops or bathing suits as bodysuits or just like shirts. And yeah, I mean, I think that's a really cool trend. Honestly, last year I made a like little skirt to go with one of my bathing suits so that I had like a nice 3-piece set kind of situation, or I guess it was a 2-piece set because it was a 1-piece bathing suit. But I actually found that if like making my bathing suit experience more luxurious made me more confident. So I think this is a trend that I'll probably participate in. Now, I say that, but also like the likelihood of me buying a new bathing suit this year is like almost nothing. So I'm gonna give this a 3 because it's unlikely that I'll either need or want a new bathing suit. I don't have a pool. I don't live near a beach. So the need for a bathing suit is almost non-existent. So yeah. But I do think this could be something I could easily transition into like my everyday apparel. There are definitely ways that I can sort of incorporate swimsuits and, you know, more beach wear, swimwear, sort of tropical themes, because I think it doesn't have to necessarily just be swimwear. It could also be more like tropical pieces of clothing that give off vacation vibes, like tourist vibes. And I think I could definitely play a little bit with that. Like I said, I'm gonna give it a 3 because I think it's a cool trend. I just think the likelihood of me participating in it is like pretty non-existent. And that is it, you guys. Those are the trends that I found. They were the ones that I saw the most regularly. I didn't include some of them that I felt like have been around for a really long time. Y2K was included on a lot of these trend lists, and I feel like we've all been talking about Y2K for a while now, so I didn't feel the need to include something like that on the list. Also, of course, last week I talked about a trending aesthetic, which is the twee aesthetic. If you guys missed last week's video, don't forget to check it out. You can check it out in the card up here. I think that this year is going to be fun for trends. It seems like there's a lot of experimentation, there's a lot of variety. Yeah, again, trends are for fun. You can participate in them or you cannot. I think out of that list, I am probably going to participate in like 2 of those trends. So yeah, that's what I have to say on that. If you guys want to see me thrift some of the trends this year, let me know. Anyway, I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. Also, I want to know which of these trends you guys are the most excited to try out. Like I said, for me, it's Chromatica and 70s. I think those are the ones I'm the most excited for, but let me know which ones you guys are most excited for, or if there's any that I didn't mention that you think I should check out. And I think that's all I really have for you guys. So again, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not already and you like fashion related things, and don't forget, it costs absolutely nothing to be kind, so be kind to yourself and others, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.